footsteps, we began to climb.
Near or far, we have reached across summer.
From Catbalogan, Mercedes, Paranas and Pasay. From our halls, we walk their aisles.
Achievements and awards now in prize. Join us and we'll show you the greatness of SSU. Summer State University, soaring high with excellence. Seat of innovation, we'll build and serve the nation. Summer State University, it's the best for you and me. Your future and dreams come alive. So come on to Summer State University.
Summer State University.
So come on to Summer State University. From our humble beginnings, we began to shine.
From taking little footsteps, we began to
Near
climb.
or far, we have reached across summer.
From Catbalogan, Mercedes, Paranas and Pasay. From our halls, we walk their aisles.
Achievements and awards now in prize. Join us and we'll show you the greatness of SSU. Summer State University, soaring high with excellence. Seat of innovation, we'll build and serve the nation. Summer State University, it's the best for you and me. Your future and dreams come alive. So come on to Summer State University.
Summer State University.
So come on to Summer State University. I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you in all the lovely things so fine and true. I see you in the beauty of the flowers and the rain. I see you between the lines of a sweet refrain. I'm so blessed, my Lord, I can see you. Even when I'm lonely and in pain, I see you in the beauty of the stars at night. I see you in my life, I feel alright. I see you, Lord, in sorrow. scratch, hope is within our skies.
Oh, Summer State University, refuge of our dreams in flight. Upon your brow, snowy night, the brighter morn's delight.
And as we cross the threshold towards a brighter day, your beacon keeps on burning to guide us on our way. Oh, Summer State University, your name is in our hearts. So today we rejoice and sing with love and loyalty. And as we cross the threshold towards a brighter day, your beacon keeps on burning to guide us on our way. Oh, Summer State University, your name is in our hearts. So today we rejoice and sing with love and loyalty.
Hazel Limocon was despondent when she became one of the thousands of flight attendants laid off in March. The 22-year-old is now making ends meet by selling milk tea and women's clothes and accessories online.
Hindi ko talaga maintindihan yung na-feel ko. Iyak lang ako ng iyak for siguro mga 2 weeks. Kasi hindi ko matanggap na wala na akong work.
Amy Sanchez lost her job as an events manager when malls ceased holding events due to the pandemic. Now in her 50s, Amy worries if companies would still hire her despite her age.
Nasa 50s na kasi ako so meron pa kayang job that will fit on my age and syempre sa background ko.
Amy and Hazel are just among the millions of Filipino workers facing a dim future after losing their jobs due to the pandemic. Some labor groups are calling out the Labor Department for lack of any post-COVID recovery plan to help them find new jobs.
Now is the best time to conduct a serious consultation with industry sectors.
The online job portal JobStreet, however, says there are still jobs available. One of them is in the business process outsourcing industry, where firms are still recruiting employees offering work-from-home setups.
They are now trying to revive and pivot their business to accommodate more activities. You could see them starting to recruit and continuing their expansion despite the lockdowns.
The online hiring company says English teachers for young students based in other countries are also in demand. So are jobs in logistics, delivery services, and entrepreneurship. It says work is also available in healthcare services and even the government sector.
I wish this is the bottom so that nothing, no way but up.
Meanwhile, Hazel and Amy can only hope for a brighter job market after the pandemic.
Pag may opportunity, why not?
This is not the end of the world, 'di ba? So hindi ito yung end para sa ating lahat.
Rex Remitio, CNN Philippines.
No one has more invested in your success and satisfaction than you. So it makes sense that each of us should create a customized plan for development and then advocate for our needs. The Philippines' economic conditions, where turnover is rampant and average tenure is on a rapid decline, it is less likely and less beneficial for companies to formally facilitate their employees' long-term professional development. Whether you are a student or currently employed, it is important for us to know what motivates us and know our career path. When you know your economic goals, whether it's growing a business or investing in training or education, you'll be more resilient and able to provide for yourselves and your family. With this, Samar State University, through the Career and Placement Services of the Student Welfare and Development Services, intends to provide our students information through seminars, webinars, and workshops to educate, augment, and empower our students so that they develop holistically. And now, before moving forward, let us first acknowledge and greet the four pillars of SSU. Dr. Lydia Gonzalez, the VP for Administration and Finance, Dr. Ronald Orale, VP for Research and Extension, Dr. Felisa Gumba, VP for Academic Affairs, and Engineer Maria Lourdes Amante, the VP for Student Affairs and Services. And of course, the heart and the mother of the institution, our President, Madam Marilyn Cardoso. Good afternoon. Okay, so good afternoon, Samar State University. Good afternoon, Kat Balogan. Good afternoon, Philippines. And good afternoon, world. Yes, we are streaming live on Facebook, so we can be viewed by everyone around the world. Without much further ado, let us call in the Director of the Student Welfare and Development Services, Ms. May V. Canyal, to introduce our speaker this afternoon. Okay, so before we move on to the introduction of the speaker, let us all welcome first our participants with some house rules. Okay, so this is going to be an amazing symposium only if you follow these few simple rules. Okay, so first, please turn off your microphone and camera if not needed. Rule number 2, your name in Zoom shall appear coded by your honorific name, hyphen, and affiliation. So for example, Miss Bam dash SSU. Rule number 3, for FB Live participants, you may share, tag, or mention your friends to join this FB Live stream, but please refrain from posting unnecessary comments in the section. Rule number 4, for Zoom participants, questions and clarifications will be answered after the talk. By then, you may turn on your camera and mic, or you may use the chat box. The moderators will queue if you are already recognized. Rule number 4, for FB participants, you may key in your questions and clarifications in the section that will be entertained after the talk. Rule number 5, please stay until the end of the symposium. Rule number 6, Make sure to fill out correctly the attendance and evaluation sheet and answer the most tests to secure your certificate of participation. So attendance and evaluation link will be open until December 2020 on behalf of those who will not be able to join the live stream of the symposium. Okay, so let's our director of the SWDS, Ms. May V. Canyal, to introduce our speaker for this afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon, Samar State University and our dear students. So we are actually having problem with our internet connection since this morning. And with that, we would like to ask some apology. Okay, so for this afternoon, we will be talking about boosting your career drive. So for this afternoon, we have invited speaker. So our speaker for this afternoon is a fourth honorable mention in her elementary years and a graduate of cum laude with Bachelor of Arts in Psychology in University of Immaculate Conception, and currently taking her Master's of Science in Psychology, major in Industrial Organization in Ateneo de Davao University. She is currently connected at Labor and Employment as Labor and Employment Officer 3 and been in the government service for more than 6 years and currently assigned as the Internal Management Services Division or IMSD, Human Resource Management Unit SRMU. So handling recruitment, selection and placement and other human resource actions and learning and development in the region. So our dear students, for this afternoon, I am glad to present to you our speaker, Ms. Kris Mare A. Roferos.
Okay, hello, good afternoon. Can you all hear me well? Okay ba? So, thank you so much, Doc May, for that introduction. And thank you also for inviting me on this webinar series. So, especially to the organizers, to the management for coming up on this topic, especially on boosting career drive. So, it's really an honor for me. So, I am here in Davao City. So, please bear with me if hopefully walang internet interruptions kasi we all experience that. Okay, so no worries po. Okay, so I am so passionate about this topic because especially to our soon to be entrants in the labor force on how could I help them in terms of to be equipped with the things that are in store for them in the future. So on this topic, on this talk, so I would like to emphasize also the realities, diba, in the labor force, especially during this lockdown, diba, or during this pandemic. So earlier, you have shown a video that there are, mga flight attendants who have lost their jobs. So actually, yan po yung nangyayari ngayon. There are a lot of retrenchments happening, not only here in Davao region, kasi during the lockdown, just to share, I think more than 10,000 jobs nawalan talaga ng trabaho because of the pandemic, because affected po lahat. So later po I will show you some statistics and then how can you actually thrive during this time, okay? Because some of the people right now who have lost their jobs, they are currently reinventing their career. They are actually involving to entrepreneurship, business, and all. So here, I would like to ask lang the participants who are in the call or in the comment section in the FB Live. So before we start, I would like to ask let's just have, a self-assessment with the pandemic that we are experiencing right now. Do you think your course or your skills are still relevant for the next years to come? So kindly key in the chat. So I hope our host could read our comments in the comment section or in the chat box. So do you think your course or your skills are still relevant for the next years to come? So it's very very important na alam ho natin, let's have a self-assessment kung sa nakikita ho natin ngayon with the pandemic all around, do you think relevant pa ba yung skills ho ninyo? Kasi baka hindi na tayo na-update, 'di ba, with our skills. So may I ask our host, meron bang nag-answer sa chat box or sa comment section? Okay, so if ever baka nahiya lang, 'di ba? So if ever yun nga, if ever nag-answer kayo on your thoughts, 'di ba? So again, it's very very important kasi later I will show you some statistics what are the current situation in the labor market. So although it's focused on facts, it's focused on on statistics, the current job trends right now. But on this talk, let's talk about you. Yes, you as a college student, let's focus on how you can actually be ready, be equipped with the future of work. So I know there are fewer vacancies during this time, during this pandemic. You might wonder if your course, if still relevant for the next years to come. That's why I would like to commend the Summer State University for coming up this kind of boosting career drive, to prepare our students to become aware what are the current job trends during this time. Kasi although if ever yung course ninyo magde-decline siya for the next years to come, of course, we will help you on how you could, look for other options how you can reinvent your career. Okay, so here we would like to again thank the Summer State University for this invitation. Okay, to share our students for this emerging careers and relevant skills in the new normal. So I would like to share my screen. Okay, so I hope nakikita ho siya here. Okay, can I ask the host if nakikita po yung screen ko?
Yes, nakikita na siya.
Okay po. So patuloy po ako, no? So here, let's talk about the emerging careers and relevant skills in the new normal. Okay, so here for our outline, diba? So we will talk about the employment landscapes. What are the building blocks of the labor force? So more on statistics, and second, what are the pre-pandemic employment outlook based on JobsFit 2022 Labor Market Information Report. New normal emerging jobs and relevant skills based on prevailing market condition and employment trends in other countries. And then the future of digital careers in the Philippines. So how to move forward in adapting to the new normal. Okay, so let's have a reality check. So reality check. So what are the building blocks of the labor force? So actually here is the quick snapshot of the building blocks of our labor force. So based on the results of the PSA's January 2020 labor force survey. Okay, so as you can see, diba, for the working age population, there are 73 million Filipinos, diba, who are in the working age. And then 45 million are in the labor force with an employment rate of 94.7%. Okay, so in January 2020, so I would like to emphasize that the country's employment expanded by 4% or 1.624 million additional jobs compared to January 2019. So this is actually before the pandemic. That is the January 2020 report. Okay, and then for the youth unemployment rate, as you can see, it declined to 13.6% in January 2020 from 14.2% over the same period in the previous year. Okay? So here naman, okay, so for the pre-COVID-19 lockdown, so as you can see, diba? So employment grew by 4.0%, okay, as I've said earlier, and unemployment rate remained at 5.3%, okay? That is the lowest recorded unemployment rate for all the January survey rounds since 2011. Okay, and then the lower part, the underemployment. When we say underemployment, usually kasi parang negative yung connotation natin with the underemployment. When we say underemployment, this is actually mismatch. Okay, so for example, if ikaw accountant, you are accountant ka, pero you are working in the BPO, that is actually a mismatch. So that is underemployment. Okay, so here for there, we also noted a decrease in the underemployment level in January 2020 at 6.317 million underemployed workers from 6.326 million in January 2019. Okay, so underemployment rate decreased from 15.4% to 4.8% over the reference period. Okay, so again, this is the pre-COVID-19 lockdown report. Okay, so what happened to the post-COVID-19 lockdown? That this is a report this July 2020. No, so during since the government imposed lockdowns, restrictions to control the spread of the virus, but the labor market has suffered with unemployment rate spiking, at 17.7% before rebounding to 10% per July 2020 labor force survey. So, as a consequence of government's aggressive action to contain spread of the COVID-19, the employment level in July 2020 fell by 1.215 million or 2.9% compared to the same period in the previous year. Okay, so the employment situation in July 2020 round showed significant improvement in comparison to the April 2020 round, which tallied a record low of 82.3% employment rate. Okay, so here the services sector suffered the largest employment loss at 2.06 million. When we say services sector, those are nasa hotel, restaurant, and management. Those who are engaged in mga restaurant businesses, spa, and other services as well. Okay, so this is followed by industry with 268,000 job reduction. Okay, so meanwhile, the employment in agricultural sector expanded, diba? So we do have our agriculture sector as well. Okay, so these are the statistics for during the post-COVID-19 lockdown. Okay, so ano ba yung mga impact of during the COVID-19 pandemic? Kasi again, no, as I said earlier, 'di ba? Here in Davao region pa lang, 'di ba? So 10,000 have lost their jobs due to retrenchments, due to job redundancy. And I know for sure may ibang malls with other cities as well na in order for them to maximize their people, kasi yun nga, nagtatanggal na sila ng cashiers, nagtatanggal na ng baggers, kasi yun nga, wala na talagang mga shoppers ngayon during this time. So in order for them to maximize their people, those who are working in the office, 'di ba, sa mga malls, they meron silang shift, 'di ba? Shift sila to do customer service. Usually pinagka-cashier sila, pinagbabagger din sila in order for them to maximize their people. Okay? So yun po yung usual na mga nangyayari ngayon with our mga different industries. Okay, so here po I will discuss the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, first, yun nga, 'di ba, we have noted a number of consequences that has happened due to the pandemic. Diba? Such as number 1, imposition of lockdowns, restricted movement of persons to avail of employment services. And then at the same time, yun nga, hindi sila nakakapag-apply ngayon kasi there are companies na dinedelay muna nila yung mga job vacancies nila. Second is the traditional employment facilitation services were suspended okay, due to prohibition on mass gathering. First is actually annually meron kaming mga job fair talaga, mga big job fairs every May 1, 'di ba? And then every December 8 din because that's our Dole anniversary. But you know what? Some of our job fairs actually obviously suspended because of this pandemic. However, we do have also our online job fairs na kinakonduct din ng central office namin. And then in coordination with different companies, with different local government units as well. Okay. Third is changes in employment opportunities, skills, and preferences. Kasi there are, mga companies ngayon na nag-upgrade ng mga skills ng mga employees nila. At the same time, our businesses right now are really shifting into online transaction, e-commerce, and all. That's why for sure there are a lot of vacancies that could really fit with the needs during this pandemic. Number 4, sudden spike on the number of unemployment due to establishment closures. Yes, that is very, very obvious. And then the 5th is accelerated digital adoption. Due to here, digital connectivity enabled the continuation of key activities despite infrastructure challenges. Okay, so instead of face-to-face meetings with our clients or with our mga employees, right now we are doing mga virtual conferences and all. So there is really a shift. Okay, so this is actually the focus of this presentation on what are the employment trends. As part of our mandate to provide timely, accurate, and relevant labor market information, so we have conducted research and collated related information on the employment trends to prepare our workforce adapt in the post-pandemic labor market. So here, let me show you our employment trends. Okay, so the industries with highest vacancies during the pre-pandemic versus pandemic lockdown. So as you can see, diba? So during the pre-pandemic, that's January to February 2020. Please take note. So hopefully, those who are listening in the call, those who are listening via FB Live, hopefully you take down notes because maybe, diba, or have a screenshot, diba, of this presentation so that you will know what are the industries with highest vacancies. Number 1 is the real estate. This is based from the Work Bank. Real estate renting and business activities. Diba, sa napapansin ho ninyo ngayon, diba, those who have lost their jobs are actually engaging shift talaga into entrepreneurial or business activities. And then second, wholesale and retail trade. Third, transport, storage, and communications. 4, other community, social, and personal services service activities. 5th, manufacturing, followed by financial intermediation. Seventh is the hotels and restaurants, construction, health and social work, and education. So actually, there is no apparent changes on the vacancies for pre and during the pandemic. As you can see, diba, sa March to October 2020, ranking varied with slight increase on health and social work and financial intermediaries and manufacturing and social and health and social work. Okay. However, based on jobstreet.com, they have also conducted their survey. Diba? Number 1, with the highest vacancies is call center because right now actually yung call center yung medyo hindi affected with the pandemic kasi they are actually adapting to the new normal already, diba? There are workers or mga call centers ngayon who are actually working at home even before pa the pandemic. Second is the government jobs, education, banking, financial services, computer, of course, information technology, software, healthcare, medical, property, real estate, retail, merchandise, manufacturing, production, and transportation, logistics. So these are the industries with highest vacancies. Okay, so I hope nag-take down ho tayo ng notes. Okay, so for the industries with declining hiring activities, number 1, so based from Work Bank again. So when we say declining hiring activities, medyo parang walang recruitment activities, maybe dinedelay nila or maybe wala pa masyado kasi nag-ooperate ngayon ng mga businesses ngayon, hindi lahat full blown, 'di ba? So again, so na-mention ko kanina, affected talaga yung services sector. So here po, number 1, with the declining hiring activities, that is food and beverage. Number 2, law, legal services. Number 3, engineering. 4, general services and utility. Number 5, BPO and call center. However, for the jobstreet.com naman, it's geology, which is number 1, security, armed forces, chemistry, merchandising, arts, creative, and graphics design. Okay, so again, these are the industries with declining hiring activities. And what are the top 20 in-demand jobs naman na andito? Okay? Again, this is based again from the jobstreet.com. Of course, during the pandemic, talagang in need talaga yung nurse natin. That is number 1. Number 2, accountant. 3, civil engineer. 4, office staff. So you can check on this. 5, teacher, manager, engineer, mechanical engineer, and coder. Medical technologist, human resource, information technology, accountant, architect, data entry, marketing, electrical engineer, pharmacist, sales, and electrical engineer. Okay, so that is based from the jobstreet.com. So what are the key employment generators? Okay, when we say key employment generators, what are the industries ba na nakapagbibigay ng mga vacancies in the future? Okay? So with these trends and the outlook of our economy in consideration, here's our assessment of our key employment generators identified by our JobsFit 2022 report. So we see industries that will stand to gain, lose, or still uncertain amid this pandemic. So please take note. Okay, so here, what are the industries that are seen to gain? So that includes here, as you can see, the IT BPM, so which is seen to remain as our top employment generator as it offers the most flexibility to do work. Second is the health and wellness. Health and wellness is mainstream right now. Okay, so it is also expected to gain with our fight against this health crisis. The third one is agribusiness. Okay, again, these are the the employment generators that will gain. Okay, in the future, agribusiness may also thrive with the launch of the DA's Plant program, as well as the Balik Probinsya program. Okay, in the also the construction, as you can see, diba? So it is also expected to start the economy with the resumption of public works and the build infrastructure projects that will employ thousands of workers. Meanwhile, as you can see, what are the vulnerable? Okay, what are the vulnerable? Yung may mga red part. Vulnerable and hard hit sectors include first, hotel, restaurant, and tourism. Although, 'di ba, meron na tayong mga private na mga tourist spots or mga public tourist spots na nag-open ngayon. But to tell you honestly, hindi pa sila talaga full-blown. Okay, and then a lot of people are still mindful going outside. That's why hindi pa masyadong, talagang hard hit talaga yung sector na to. Okay, hotel, restaurant, and tourism, which stands to be the biggest loser in this pandemic given the government restrictions. Kasi sabi ni Kim Chu, di ba, bawal lumabas. Okay, so lahat po parang talaga naka-restrict ko talaga. Okay? And for the transportation naman, so this will most likely be down because of the strict government protocols on physical distancing and travel restrictions. Especially kanina, di ba, yung sa video, marami tayong mga flight attendants na nawalan ng work. Di ba? Kasi wala na masyadong mga flights ngayon. At the same time, di ba, can you imagine, di ba, Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines, 'di ba? Yan yung mga most medyo mataas yung mga sweldo, but eventually because of this change, talagang naapektuhan talaga unexpectedly yung ganitong sector. The transportation also sa mga buses, sa mga jeepneys natin, 'di ba? Because of the social distancing. Okay? And then the increase in demand for delivery services may help logistics, but they have to see whether its impact is significant. Diba? Kasi lahat ng mga tao ngayon is, add to cart because of different mga online shopping and all. But they have to check if this logistic is still significant for the next years to come, okay, because of the artificial intelligence. Okay, banking and finance may also experience a slump because of the gloomy economic outlook that affects spending. Kasi lahat ngayon nagtitipid, di ba? Lahat ngayon medyo nawawala ng work, okay? And then the education may also be negatively affected, especially sa mga private institutions. Okay, because of the uncertainty of whether classes can resume this year, or to some extent whether parents will enroll their children for the next school year given the pandemic. And as to wholesale and retail trade, diba, it offers mixed signals considering that physical stores, may be limited in operation, but online sellers may thrive in new normal. That because of the e-commerce and all. And manufacturing may also be affected by some restrictions, especially for non-essential goods. Okay, so these are, take note, our key employment generators. Okay, so how to prepare for a digital ready workforce. So again, this seminar is really is a big help to students right now on how on how you could prepare, for your future self, especially in the labor force. Okay, so question to all students: are you ready for the fourth industrial revolution? Or maybe have you been encountered this fourth industrial revolution ba? Kasi parang siguro naririnig nyo lang yung fourth industrial revolution, but you didn't even actually parang naiintindahan kung ano talaga yung mangyayari sa fourth industrial revolution. When we say fourth industrial revolution, it is a way of describing the blurring of boundaries between the physical, digital, and biological world. So this is more of the evolving of the artificial intelligence. Okay, kasi when we say fourth industrial revolutions, we have a lot of mga jobs na mawawala because of this revolution, because of the mga artificial intelligence, because of the robots and all. Okay, so again, are you ready for this? Okay, so are you irreplaceable ba in the future, diba, by robots? So here, in order for you to understand this, okay, so I'll show you a video, a very, very quick video lang. Okay, so that is actually our very, very quick snapshot when it comes to fourth industrial revolution. So here po, so na-discuss kanina, di ba, what are certain na mga evolution of technologies. So first, di ba, in the first industrial revolution, here we have high yield crops, mga tractors, And until the second industrial revolution, we have modern machine tools. Okay, and then in the third industrial revolution, we have computers, we have internet, and right now, during the fourth industrial revolution, or in the future, we have smart applications that integrate virtual and physical production systems. Okay, so these are the sample of the evolution of our technology. Okay, so here, yan. Okay, so meron akong question. Okay, so here I will show you an image and hopefully those who are in the call or in the chat sa Facebook Live, di ba? Can you answer what is this IBM something sa picture? Can you guess? So may I request our host, baka merong makachamba, 'di ba? Kung ano po yung andyan. Kasi in relation to the fourth industrial revolution, these are actually a technology na nag-evolve ngayon. Okay? So do you have any idea what is this all about? Can I especially sa mga students who are watching the FB live, any guess, wild guess kung ano ba ito? Okay? So, meron ba? Okay, so sige na lang. So, diretso na lang ho ako. Okay? So, do you have any idea that this big one, di ba, maraming nagbubuhat, is actually the 5 MB IBM hard drive in 1956. Can you imagine a 5 MB? You know, maraming nagbubuhat, but 5 MB lang yan siya na hard drive in 1956. And during the evolution, 'di ba? May nag-answer na computer, 'di ba? Mas malaki pa siya actually sa computer, but actually it's a hard drive pa lang. 'Di ba? And right now, paano ba siya nag-evolve? We already have this, 'di ba? The 2 terabyte USB flash drive in 2019. Can you imagine? 2 terabyte, ang laki-laki na niyan. That's 400,000 times greater capacity. Even yung mga computers natin, 'di ba? Ang laki-laki na ng mga masostore niya na data. Okay? So that's how yung nag-evolve yung technology natin. Okay? From the 5 MB to 2 terabyte USB flash drive, diba? Or even mas malaki pa niyan. Okay? And then ang liit-liit na, but we already have this. Okay? So there. And then here, this is actually a e-cashier, diba? So right now, marami ngayon na wala ng masyadong cashier sa mga different food chains. So as you can see, siguro sa mga cities ho ninyo, here in Davao, we already have this, yung mga parang e-cashier. So kaya nga medyo wala na masyadong nag-hire na cashier kasi yun nga, routinary na siya and then kaya siyang i-replace ng artificial intelligence. Okay, so there. And we also have this in the future. This is the self-driving delivery robot. Okay, can you imagine a self-driving delivery robot? Okay, so yung mga drivers natin ngayon sa mga different na mga shopping, mga e-commerce thing, diba? So here, this is actually the founding engineer of Skype. That I hope I can pronounce it right. He is Ati Ainla of the Starship, diba? So this is the self-driving delivery robots. Okay, and here we have our self-driving na cars, okay? So in the future, kung hindi ka marunong mag-drive, 'di ba? Pwede ka na lang magbasa ng libro while driving. 'Di ba? Because of the of our technologies na nag-i-improve ngayon, 'di ba? Kaya nang mag-self-drive yung mga cars natin. 'Di ba? So 'yun, kung hindi ka marunong mag-drive, hintayin mo na lang yung self-driving cars. Okay, so there, those are some of the evolutions, of our technologies right now. Okay, so natatakot na ba tayo? Okay, so here, diba? So wag tayong matakot because these are actually part of our revolution. Okay, and then we have to embrace that. Okay, kasi yung fourth industrial revolution is actually our topic way back before. That's I think 2015 pa, 2014, but right now it's really happening. Diba? Talagang we are forced to adapt. Okay? And then here, this is sample, diba? For the employees of the month, diba? Because of the revolution, because of, the changes in the workplace because of the artificial intelligence, di ba? Kung napapansin ninyo, employees of the month from August to November, pwedeng si Autotron na or yung mga robots. Di ba? Can you imagine? Mayroon na tayong mga kasamahan na mga robots sa workplace. And then some of the employers prefer robots. Kasi yun nga, ano ba yung advantage ng mga robots natin. Of course, they can do routinary work and then at the same time, na-manage talaga nila. No? And then last is they don't complain. Okay? So yan yung gusto ng mga employers. Okay? So talagang medyo threat na talaga yung mga artificial intelligence right now. And then did you know that 65% of children in grade school today are predicted to work in jobs that have yet to be invented? Okay, that is actually the source from the Education and Accelerated Change. Okay, so can you imagine there are still jobs available for you in the next years to come, especially ito, yung mga grade school natin, because with the current trends, with the current technologies na naiimbento ngayon, di ba? So again, we have mga vacancies pa for our children. Okay, and here, what are the top 10 job roles in increasing and decreasing demand across industries? Okay, so here, what are the increasing demand? So while the world is still, grappling with the pandemic, changes in the world of work due to, different na mga instances, has not been disrupted. In fact, it has accelerated. So here recently, the World Economic Forum released this list of emerging and declining jobs. So they estimated that by 2025, diba, 85 million jobs may be displaced by a shift in the division of labor between humans and machines. Okay, so can you imagine, diba? So while 97 million new roles may emerge that are more adapted to the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms. Okay, so as you can see, the increasing demand, we have data analysts and scientists, AI and machine learning specialists, big data specialists. So talaga medyo yung mga ganito na mga jobs available is talagang masusubukan yung mga critical thinking skills, yung innovativeness, 'di ba? And creativity. Digital marketing and strategy specialists, process automation specialists, business development professionals, digital transformation specialist, information security analyst, software and applications developer, Internet of Things specialist. So these are the increasing demand, diba, in the job roles in the across industries. Okay? So I would not go through with the decreasing demand. So nakikita nyo naman, diba, yung ano yung mga jobs na to. So I will just emphasize the increasing demand of these job roles. Okay? And next, okay, so yung concern over mostly managerial because of this different demands, diba, of course, these are the percent of employers, diba, reporting this is hard to fill na mga jobs that involves with this kind of skills. Of course, we need managerial and leadership skills. This is actually mga hard to fill jobs. Those who have work ethic and commitment. Okay, take note sa mga nakikinig ngayon, interpersonal and communication skills, technical, vocational, or job-specific skills, the foreign language skill, computer or general IT skills, and writing skills. Okay, so kung estudyante ka pala ngayon, di ba, alam mo na yung ano yung mga skills na dapat niyo pong i-enhance for the next years to come. Okay, so these are mga hinahanap talaga ng mga employers ngayon. Okay, that is somewhat irreplaceable by artificial intelligence. Okay, so here, will technology benefit or hurt workers? Okay, so siguro it may substitute some workers due to labor saving kasi yun nga artificial intelligence, kung robot yung ginagamit natin mga routinary, di ba? They will not complain. At the same time, they are more productive kasi hindi napapagod yung robot. Okay, so pero as a result, there are job loss, income inequality, and worse work conditions. However, there are also mga workers that it may complement them because based on skills bias, Maybe if you are into marketing or sales and into sales, if you are into the BPO industry, if you are a data analyst, diba? So we have a lot of mga technologies could really help you, diba, in terms of doing your work. Okay, so with that, diba, there are higher wages and better work conditions as well. So yan, win-win siya na situation. Okay, so that's why you have to be prepared in terms of your skill. Okay, so here, this is our question. Are you irreplaceable by artificial intelligence? Okay? So, have a reflection, di ba? If your skills right now, if wala tayong ginagawa ngayon, di ba? If andyan ka lang sa bahay, kung nagsa-study ka lang ngayon na medyo hindi masyadong seryoso, di ba? But in the future, how can you be prepared if ever ngayon pa lang, hindi mo pa alam kung ano yung gagawin mo? Okay? So, here, what are the things na, the main point kung ano ba yung bakit irreplaceable tayo by artificial intelligence. Kasi although yung mga robots natin nagtutulong sa atin, to do other things like mga routinary work in terms of the production, manufacturing and whatnot, diba? But here, the one thing na hindi kayang i-duplicate ng robot is the emotions, okay? Or the people relation skills. That's why we have to enhance or develop our people relation skills. Okay? So how to prepare, diba? So how to prepare so that humans will dominate robots rather than robots dominating humans. Okay? Kasi yun nga, diba, yung nagugumagawa sa robots ngayon are humans. But instead of being it a threat, diba? So again, especially sa mga universities right now, you have to prepare your students, diba? And then here, the human resource for the digital age. What are these? Or how can you translate that to human resources? That is, develop the skills that technology complements and not those that technology replaces. Okay? So take note, develop your skills, diba? We have a lot of mga online courses ngayon, free online courses that could develop your skills. Instead of you watching Netflix, instead of you watching mga Korean dramas. So I think this is the time for you to reflect also if your skills are still up to date. Okay, so again, you have to develop those skills in order for you not to be dominated by robots. Okay, so here, what are the relevant skills in the new normal? Okay, so apart from the employment changes in the labor market, diba? So I will discuss here, companies have begun to put soft skills as a necessity along other qualifications. While hard skills, diba, when we say hard skills, those are technical skills na pwede mong maibahagi or pwede mong ma-contribute sa company. But what are these soft skills ba? Yung minimension namin. Kasi there are mga employers ngayon na naghahanap talaga ng mga soft skills. So hindi lang technical. Kasi yung technical, natutunan yan lahat. Okay, natutunan yan. Pero yung soft skills, it's usually it's your character, it's your commitment, it's your work ethic in the job. Okay, so that's how employers nowadays are really looking for competent workers. Okay, so with COVID-19's acceleration of the fourth industrial revolution, so take note, workers and job seekers must be armed with relevant digital and 21st century skills in order for you to survive and remain competitive with the disruptions in the labor market. Okay, even the government sector, kami dito sa Department of Labor and Employment, we actually include these soft skills in our qualification standards. Okay, especially during the interview. Okay, so first is, what are these? Isa-isahin ho natin. Okay, so first is the adaptability and flexibility. So this is the someone that is going to succeed in post-coronavirus world will need to be able to adapt, okay, to ever-evolving workplaces and have the ability to continuously update and refresh their skills. Okay, so in terms of changes, in terms of handling pressures, 'di ba? Kailangan ho ito. Okay, adaptability and flexibility. So I'll show you a video, diba? A sample video for this adaptability and flexibility.
Imagine this scenario. You've done your research and created what you believe to be is a watertight plan. You have the people in place and you are implementing and monitoring the plan. Your boss comes to you and says he has to reassign half of your team members to another project, but you still have to get your project finished on time. Your immediate reaction might be one of great stress and anxiety. But because you know how to manage your emotions, you don't overreact emotionally to the news. We are now going to look at and give you some pointers about adaptability. What does adaptability mean in the workplace? Well, simply put, it's flexibility in handling change. Adaptability in the workplace is really important. We often experience setbacks on projects at work. Being able to quickly change or course correct allows you to get on with the bigger picture. It's also very important in negotiations, as it allows you to give some ground on issues that may not be as important or urgent as others. Making an effort to apply a positive mindset when faced with new situations at work, adapting to new ways of seeing and doing things are some examples of adaptability. So how can you become more adaptable? You can be flexible, have a positive attitude, focus on the big picture, accept that there are multiple perspectives, be open to failure, and you should be able to ask for help.
Okay, so that's for the adaptability and flexibility. Kailangan ho natin yan sa labor force. Okay, kasi hindi po yan kaya ng robot natin. They are maybe adaptable and flexible into some other things, pero in terms of mga reports, in terms of the deadlines, in terms of, doing mga reports na kailangan natin i-target, di ba, every quarter, every month, di ba? So we need this committed individuals. Okay, so these are some, number one, adaptability and flexibility. Second is tech savviness, of course. Since we are on the digital age right now, one of the best ways to prepare yourself for a post-coronavirus world is to acquire technology skills. And for sure, lahat po ng mga generation Z ngayon, di ba? Yung mga college students right now. So whether you work in a factory or an accounting office in a post-coronavirus world, you need to be comfortable with these tech tools. And for sure, lahat yung mga students dito is, talagang medyo techy na talaga ngayon. Okay, so hindi kayo masyadong mahirap mag-adjust. Okay? And of course, the third is creativity and innovation. Okay? In the post-coronavirus world, we will need human ingenuity to invent, dream up new products and ways of working. So human creativity is going to be essential during this time. Kasi maybe, 'di ba, yung iniisip niyo ngayon, if you are into inventions, 'di ba? Maybe your invention could be could contribute to the company that you are currently in, or maybe sa here in the Philippines, or even in the entire world market. Okay, so here we really need this, the creativity and innovation. Okay, next is, of course, the data literacy. So talagang wala na tayong excuse, di ba? Lahat po, meron na tayong mga online courses, and for sure, we do have a lot of, mga companies na tinuturuan talaga yung mga employees. And as college students, talagang meron kayong mga courses in relation to handling data or sa Excel. Kasi yun nga, before, na-appreciate ko lang yung paggagamit ng Microsoft Excel when I work, di ba? So, matutunan mo talaga, learning by doing talaga lahat whenever you work. Okay, so for the data literacy, di ba, data is critical asset for every company. So here you have to handle and how to interpret the data, di ba? So professionals with data literacy, people equipped with skills to understand the data and make better decisions because of it. Okay, so in terms of especially here in Dola Region 11. So we are guided with this mga data reports namin as our basis in the implementation of our projects and mga different na mga implementations for our constituents. Okay, so those are our data literacy. Okay, so dapat ma-engage tayo niyan. Okay, next is the critical thinking. Okay, so hindi po yan siya kaya ng robot. Okay, so here at any level, the workplace, the need to solve problem is ever present, and companies value candidates who see a problem and use what they know to analyze and come up with a good solution and decisively apply it. So hindi po nagdedesisyon ang artificial intelligence. Okay? So tayo po ang kayang makagawa ng tayo lang ang makakagawa ng critical thinking. At the same time, this is the skill that is best demonstrated by strong logic and reasoning, as well as an ability to find patterns and draw meaningful conclusions from them. Okay, so I think I have a video for this, for the critical thinking.
Seven reasons why critical thinking is important. Hi, in this video, you will learn why critical thinking is important in our everyday lives. Critical thinking is a skill you attain developing your judgments by thinking open-mindedly, logically, and coherently. By becoming a good critical thinker, you become a more independent and self-directed learner. Every person can improve their critical thinking skills, helping them take accurate decisions in their daily life routines at school, university, organization, or simply at home. Here are the 7 reasons why we advise practicing critical thinking skills. 1. Critical thinking encourages independency. Learning how to think critically teaches you to be more independent. You do not rely on others, and you take full ownership of your strengths and weaknesses. This helps you avoid mistakes, improving your judgmental and evaluation skills to a whole new level. 2. Critical thinking improves your self-evaluation. Thinking with reason and making logical justifications helps reflect your own values and decisions in a good way. Critical thinking is considered as an important asset for one's own well-being. 3. Critical thinking promotes good language and presentation skills. By thinking critically, you can present your thoughts in an organized manner. Analyzing your data logically helps you express your idea more effectively. 4. Critical thinking encourages creativity and innovation. By thinking out of the box, you come up with new ideas and creative solutions, allowing you to explore alternative options. As opposed to narrow thinking, critical thinking frees your mind and motivates you to understand other situations around you. 5. Critical thinking encourages good decision making. Being a good, systematic, and logical thinker allows you to coherently outline possible solutions to your problems. By doing that, you can then easily visualize the best of these solutions and thus apply it accordingly. 6. Critical thinking encourages scientific discoveries and theories. Science involves theory creation. However, in order to confirm these scientific theories, both experimentation and reason are necessary. So critical thinking is and will always be one of the main foundations of science. 7. Critical thinking keeps us up to date with our 21st century economy. As you already know, our economy today is based on information and technology. It is changing quickly and effectively. Analyzing information and solving problems systematically helps us adapt to this fast-changing workplace. So as explained, it is vital to possess good critical thinking skills full of reason and logic. Learning how to master thinking analytically and systematically is considered a valuable asset for any career.
Okay, so that's for our critical thinking skills. Again, it's very, very important to have this. That's why in order for you to be equipped with these critical thinking skills, you have to sharpen yourself. That's why it's very, very important, to attend different webinar series, diba? Webinar series that could, that could enhance your skills in terms of this relevant skills in the new normal, which is critical thinking. Okay, so you can watch podcast, di ba? Instead of sa Spotify, marami tayong mga maraming mga songs, but they also have podcasts, mga leadership skills, critical thinking skills, read books, di ba? So those are the things that could enhance your critical thinking skills. Okay, and next is the leadership skills, of course. Okay, leadership can make a significant impact in the workplace, from motivating others around you. At the same time, it involves teamwork, support, here communication, responsibility, diba, skills and competence. Ngayon napapansin po natin ngayon sa mga Gen Zs, diba, or mga student leaders ngayon, very very assertive talaga in terms of mga handling teams, diba? So if you are leading a team right now, if you are handling group projects or mga certain organizations, so congratulations in advance, because you are way ahead with your classmates, diba? Kasi you are actually practicing or exposing yourself for this kind of mga responsibilities in the future. Kasi kung ano yung skills na na-experience mo ngayon in terms of handling people, yan din po yung ma-experience nyo in the future. Okay? So that could actually add value to your future self. Okay? So that's for the leadership. Okay? And here, we also need emotional intelligence. Okay? So this is known as the social skills. So this is our ability to adapt, and then at the same time, to interact with other people. Because of course, when we work, let's put a considerations to everyone. Okay, so how we could converge some ideas in terms of handling our peers and handling with our work, diba? So here, emotional intelligence could help us, connect with others, and then especially in the industries where they need work closely with others. Okay, parang wala naman yatang work na sa mga companies natin na talagang ikaw lang talaga yung nagtatrabaho. Of course, that involves talaga teamwork. Okay? So yun. So that's for one of our relevant skill, which is the emotional intelligence. And last, the commitment to lifetime learning. Okay? So take note, lifetime learning. So meaning, dapat up-to-date tayo with your skills if ever magtatrabaho na kayo in the future, di ba? So again, you have to, to invest for trainings, you expose yourself to free online courses, because yan po yung makakapag-thrive sa atin in order for us, to survive during this pandemic, especially if we are working. Okay, so here, when faced with a tight job market, professionals with advanced, and expert job skills will still be in demand and will likely struggle less to find employment. Kasi kung ikaw naman yung tao na, parang kung mawawala ka, di ba, yung parang it's a great loss for a company kung wala ka. Okay, so that's why you have to keep your skills be updated. Okay, so there are again endless, free, and open online courses available to improve your skills. Okay, so again, to cap, those are the relevant skills in the new normal. First, adaptability and flexibility, tech savviness, creativity and innovation, data literacy, critical thinking, leadership, emotional intelligence, and commitment to lifetime learning. Okay, so those are the relevant skills na dapat nating i-take note and or dapat nating i-embrace. Okay? So that's why we have to upskill. Okay, when we say upskill, again, be updated with the current trends right now. Okay, everything is online. Meron tayong mga Skillshare, again, mga LinkedIn, mga Harvard. Okay, you can explore Harvard University sa online. Meron sila mga online free courses. You can actually invest your time on that. Wala ka nang babayaran. Okay, reskill and retool. Okay, again, invest in yourself. Okay? Kasi kayo din po yung makikikinabang niyan in the future. Kasi if ever, if ever mawawalan tayo ng work in the future because of na-replace tayo ng artificial intelligence, di ba? Those things na na-learn ninyo from your previous jobs, di ba? What if maging entrepreneur ka? You can also generate jobs in the future if you want to be a business person. Actually, nakakatulong din po kayo sa labor force natin. Okay, di ba? So, those skills, huwag nyo talaga siyang i-take for granted. Okay? So here, for the human resource development in the digital age, will look different than it did in the 20th century. So here lang, glimpse lang siya for in the traditional, basic skills lang, thinking skills, knowledge, education and training, multi-year educational programs, education and training. However, in the digital age, lahat po involved ang technology. That's why wala talaga tayong lusot. Talagang dapat i-embrace natin kung hindi tayo marunong in the digitalization, 'di ba? So dapat marunong na ho talaga tayo. Again, continuous learning throughout the lifetime to keep up with the technological change. Okay? So here, employee-driven training in response to firm-based technological shifts, web-based training courses. Okay, so these are the human resource development in the digital age. Okay, so here, this is actually a quote, no? So this is now or never situation. Okay, we cannot wait until tomorrow to reskill and upskill. The time is now, to prepare. Okay, we are in the midst of crisis, and the longer we put aside developing ourselves, the tougher it will be for us to deal with the current and future issues that the world throws at us. Everything is imposed right now. 'Di ba? Maraming nagla-lockdown, maraming nawawalan ng work, pero hindi din siya pwede na maging ma-pause din po tayo with our dreams. Kasi time is running. 'Di ba? Later that we know, 'di ba? December na ngayon, 'di ba? Merry Christmas by the way. 'Di ba? So December na ngayon, time is running fast. So we have to move fast. So it's not a valid reason na hindi tayo mag-reskill, mag-upskill or mag-retool with ourselves kasi everything is online na lahat. Okay, so hindi na siya gaya ng dati na you have to go here for you to, to be equipped with this kind of skill and whatnot, 'di ba? Wala na tayong babayaran. Marami ng free, 'di ba, sa YouTube and all. Okay?
Follow your passion first.
Okay. So here, just to actually patapos na ako. So just to end our talk right now. So I leave with you a video by Kobe Bryant. Okay, so actually idol ko din talaga siya in terms of as a motivational speaker kasi yun nga in terms of upskilling, 'di ba? Kasi you are way ahead of others if magprepare ka na ngayon. 'Di ba? So here I'll share you a video from Kobe Bryant.
Follow your passion first. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? And it's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you have never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, do something else. Right. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come.
Okay. So, diba, again, the rewards will come. If ever if you will plant your seed right now, to upskill with the things that you need to, to upgrade, diba? So, in the future, diba, you will be rewarded on that. Okay, so again, prepare yourself right now kasi if you will prepare right now, diba, if everyone is naka-pause pa ngayon, if nagpre-prepare ka na ngayon, you are way ahead of others. Okay, so if ever you want to, kasi during this generation also, there are people who are actually reinventing their careers as well. So hindi lang sila employer, they are also engaging into entrepreneurial entrepreneurship, diba? So those are mga things na pwede nyo i-venture. So just what Kobe Bryant said, diba? So follow your passion, diba? If your passion is to talk, if your passion is to share your knowledge with everyone, if you like to paint, to sing, and all, you share that knowledge, diba? Kasi sooner or later you will be rewarded on that. Okay? So again, I encourage you na not to focus solely with the employment, diba? So I know I am in the labor department, but also if ever you have that opportunity, to venture into other options such as doing business, such as entrepreneurship, di ba? Pwede niyo po yung gawin. Kasi sooner or later, kung magiging business person ka, nakakatulong ka din sa labor force natin. Okay? So here, these are to end. These are the success, the replacement, to achieve success. Okay? Success requires replacement. Okay? So here, replace Netflix, marathons with sleep. Okay? And then replace fake influencers with inspiring creators. Ito yung minamention ko kanina, di ba? When we say inspiring creators, yung mga TED Talk natin, mga TED Talk sa YouTube, mga podcast, at the same time, mga Skillshare app, you can actually venture that. Okay? Replace toxic friends with mentors. Diba? You have your teachers there sa Summer State University. Ask help if ever you need if you are lost, diba? Or if you need something. And then replace complaining with gratitude. Okay? Again, have a attitude of gratitude. And replace failing with learning. So everyone fails, diba? So every time nagfe-fail mo tayo, that's a learning experience. So wag muna tayong wag ka masyadong magdadrama, 'di ba? Or if ever medyo nag-fail tayo kasi of course if you know how to thrive, 'di ba? With this pandemic, 'di ba? Learn to adapt, okay? So kung medyo nahihirapan tayo in terms of your mental health, 'di ba? Seek help. Okay? So ask help for other people. Okay, and then replace magazine with books. Okay, replace blame with responsibility. Replace alcohol with water, and replace overthinking with action. Okay, so there are people right now, involved in analysis paralysis because of this, kasi nag-overthink sila. Okay, so everyone has its solution, di ba? Ask help kung hindi mo kaya. Okay, so that's why you need really mentors, you need people, di ba, to help you. Okay, so these are the replacements in order for you to succeed in the future. Okay, so study while others are sleeping, diba? Work while others are loafing, prepare while others are playing, and dream while others are wishing. Okay, so that would be all for our talk for today. So I hope I have imparted valuable insights for you for today. So thank you so much, Summer State University, and thank you, Doc May, for inviting me for this webinar series. So I'm Kris Roferos from the Department of Labor and Employment. Thank you so much. Okay, so do you have questions ba? Okay, so if you have questions, you may key in the chat or in the chat box. So again, thank you, Summer State University, for inviting me on this webinar series.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ms. Kris Mare, for that very timely discussion on labor and employment for our students. But before we move on to our open forum, we would like to call in our Vice President for Student Affairs and Services for the awarding of Certificate of Recognition. Engineer Maria Lourdes P. Amante.
Thank you po. Mare State University, Capalogan City, Philippines, Office of the District President. Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Kris Mare A. Roferos in grateful recognition for imparting valuable insights and expertise as a resource speaker during the webinar on boosting career drive held on December 2, 2020 at Mare State University. Given the second day of December 2020 at Mare State University, Catalogan City, Samar. Signed, Dr. Marindi Cardoso, University President. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Kris. Thank you po. Congratulations po.
Yes, it's my pleasure po. Thank you so much po, Doc Lourdes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ma'am Amante. It seems that we don't have questions, Miss Kris. Probably the discussion was very informative and very clear, but we have a question here for our students also to know about this. So what would be the implication if students will pursue a course just for the sake of diploma and not for career development?
For the diploma lang, okay, and then not for career development. Actually, the implication would be, yun po, mismatch. Okay, so if ever they are not passionate about it, if they are not into that kind of course that they are currently taking, so diba, that would really lead to job mismatch. At the same time, that could result also to job hopping. That's why if you can see, there are a lot of studies, researches, kung bakit po tayong maraming mga millennials ngayon, why there are a lot of mga Gen Zs, diba, na nagjo-job hopping because of that. Kasi they are not, because hindi sila decided what they really want to take. Okay, kung kukuha na lang tayo ng diploma, or if you will just get mga online courses, doon ka na sa mga skills na doon ka na sa mga courses that could upgrade your skills. Okay, so that's for mga career into career development or whatnot, diba? So again, there are a lot of courses for you to be able to upgrade, diba? And then yun, so I hope in terms of the decision making, dapat alam na mga students natin kung ano talaga yung gusto nila. Okay, so that's have a self-assessment, because that could really contribute to mismatch and other job hopping. Okay, so yun po. So did I answer that correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Very, very, very precise yung answer. And I also have another question. This is based on on a question of one of my students before when I was having my class in industrial psychology. She was asking, or sabi niya, how about, ma'am, if I am a scholar of someone and that someone wanted me to take up this course even if it is against my will? So what could be your best advice for them?
Oh, I think it's totally hard, because if ever they are relying to that scholarship, kasi yun nga, money nag-i-involve kasi siya ng money, 'di ba? In order for them to get the to proceed sa education nila, they have to get those kind of courses. So I think if you want to get to be successful, if you want to have a decision, okay, so in terms of taking that course, maybe baka ma-in love ka din with the course that you're currently in, kasi again lahat naman natutunan. Okay, if you are choosing that way, 'di ba? So it's up to you, 'di ba? Kung na-foresee mo talaga na parang doon ka talaga magli-lead, 'di ba, in terms of your career. Kasi if ever naman parang malabo sa iyo, parang decision mo na 'yon. Parang ikaw na yung mag-guide sa career path mo. So if ever open naman yung mga grantees ninyo in terms of your scholarship, talk to them. Okay, kung ano ba yung mga ano, wag kayong matakot, to express yourself. Kasi maybe, 'di ba? Kung alam mo talaga yung passion mo or kung ano talaga alam mo talaga kung ano yung gusto mo, 'di ba? Maybe they could help you. Okay, or they could refer you to other mga scholarship that is available for you. Okay, so yun po. So actually that question is really tough, no, kasi it involves money and then your passion also. So yun po, Ma'am Ange.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. For the last and final question,
Sure.
In contrast to that previous question, how about if they follow their passion, however, this passion will not pay them well? So, kumbaga, they choose to, if they choose their passion, however, it is not paying them well, anong mangyayari? So, kung ganon.
Yes, actually, that is our reality, no? That's why meron tayong mga underemployment. Na yun nga, nag-graduate kayo ng mga accountancy, mga engineering, but due to, mga job vacancies kayo, nagpo-fall into mga different kinds of mga, hindi naman low-paying jobs, but those are hindi talaga fit sa kanila. So actually, if ever naman, hindi sila paid well, 'di ba? So I think that's the time, to go out of your comfort zone. Okay? So I think hindi mo yan siya malalaman kung hindi ka talaga aalis sa comfort zone mo. Kasi although you are passionate about this is your comfort zone, pero what if you collaborate or you make things na with passion and then look for other things na na pwede mo siyang gawin. Again, reinvent your career. Do not focus sa isa lang na skill na kaya mong gawin kasi hindi natin alam na meron ka palang skills na pwede mo pa siyang i-venture. Okay, so again, that's why it's very important, to watch mga TED Talk, to watch mga podcast, kasi that could help you on how to look for ways na meron pang options pala apart from your with the things that you are currently doing right now. Kasi yun nga, kung dyan ka lang, 'di ba? Talagang dyan ka lang talaga. Okay, so that's why you have to expand your horizon. There are a lot of options, not only in the labor market, but also in the entrepreneurial setting. Okay, so yun po.
Thank you so much, Miss Jan, for that very wonderful answer to our questions. Actually, we asked the questions to aid, for the benefit of our students also.
Yes.
Kasi it seems that the talk was already very informative na wala nang like question. Thank you so much, Miss Jan, Kris.
I think meron pang question, ma'am, sa chat box. Sorry.
Here. Yeah. Let me read this. Last question. For those students who are into working right now, what will the DOLE help them with regards to their security?
What do we mean by security? Meaning, our students are working right now?
Yes, madam. Yes, Miss Jan.
Are those student assistants po?
No, working students. They're working in private individuals, and they're afraid that the DOLE will be able to parang trace them up, and even the employers, parang ganon. So takot sila na baka mawalan din sila ng parang source of income. Okay. So what will the DOLE parang do to help them?
Actually, if ever kasi 21 years old, ano ba yung mga age bracket nila?
Underage, mga college, like 18,
that's 18.
18, yeah. Oo, parang
actually dapat hindi sila ngayon
hindi dapat nag-work, but because of scarcity of financial, provision of their family, yes, they're into it. So what will be
our help from them. So actually it's out of our jurisdiction kasi in terms of our guidelines, ma'am, talagang yung 21 years old and below dapat hindi talaga siya nagwo-work ngayon unless if they're involved into e-commerce, kung wala talagang hindi talaga nakapag yung security nila, kasi if ever meron pong mangyayari sa kanila, yung employer po yung mananagot. if ever na may mangyari, if magkasakit sila because of the COVID-19 pandemic, kasi they are actually immunocompromised. Kaya nga yung mga college na mga students natin are hindi ngayon nakakapaglabas kasi yun nga bawal sila ma-expose, 'di ba? Kasi they are still underage. So in terms of our engagement with that, so I think that's up to the employer. Okay, kasi kung kasi if ever na report yan sa office, I think to the region, talagang hindi yan siya i-allow. Okay? So it's up to the employer if ever may mangyari sa kanila. So si employer po yung mananagot.
Will there be an acceptable justification for that sa side po ng DOLE?
I think that is up to the management. So
okay.
If ever there are still merong mga letters na approve ng LGU, approve ng DOLE, 'di ba? So I think I am not sure, depende kasi siya if ma-approve siya. So case to case situation kasi siya, ma'am. Kasi parang i-evaluate 'yan if ever that work would not actually compromise their health as well. Okay. So yun po. I think parang gagawa yata ng letter kung to DOLE kung saang particular region 'yan, and to the LGU as well para ma-allow, kasi I think sa LGU talagang bawal. I think. Okay po.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you po. I hope I addressed that.
Okay.
Okay, so it seems that we no longer have questions. Do you have any last words, Ms. Jan, for our students and the other viewers?
Okay, so siguro I will just leave them, to upskill, reskill, and tool, and again, continue to invest in yourself. So yun po yung mga reminders lang ho natin sa mga students, kasi for sure nabobore na sila lahat ngayon sa bahay. Most of them are siguro watching Netflix or whatnot. But you know what? Be reminded with our future self, kasi dapat yun nga, i-prepare niyo yung sarili niyo for the next years to come. Okay, and then reinvent your career in the future. Not you may not focus on one job only, because during this time one source of income is not enough. Okay, so you have to that's why it's very important to upskill during this time, during this pandemic. Okay, so I think that would be all. Thank you, Ma'am Ange. Thank you, Summer State University.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jan, and we look forward to having you again in our future webinars. So, okay. Before you go, people in Zoom, let's have our photo up first. Kindly turn on your cameras, your videos.
Wala.
Ito naman.
Wala ako?
Ay, naku. Hindi ka doon.
Nakawara ako.
Mask.
Pinakalive pa kaya?
Mga beauty na kitaan.
Pakita mama.
Ay, magsabit kami. Ayaw kita pagtanggal.
Sina?
Count. 1, 2, 3. Okay na.
Isa pa.
Sige, isa pa din. Another one. Tanggalon.
Thank you.
One, two, three. Okay, thank you so much again, Miss Jan.
Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure. Thank you po, Doc Lourdes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Ayun na
so
online?
for...
Ano niya live?
Live pa, ma'am.
Live pa, ma'am.
I still have an announcement
Live pa,
regarding
ma'am.
the other... my announcement pa for the other webinar. So we will just post an update later about the webinar on VAUSI and anti-sexual harassment, as we are still having a difficulty receiving the document from our speaker. Thank you so much.
Let us sing a song of gladness to our alma mater race. Come, ye classmates, friends, and comrades, let her glory be your praise. May your lasting light be our guide as we leave our portals wide. SSU only ever, in our hearts will this refrain. Faith will lead us to our destiny of success or adversity.